Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Mercury trine the North Node in Synastry. So the North Node in our natal chart shows where our soul is going. It is a point of destiny or fate, but it can kind of feel like uncharted territory. It's always directly opposite to the South Node, which is the point of comfort and where we're naturally really gifted. But if we stay solely in that energy, we become stagnant. So when someone's Mercury is trine to our North Node, it's automatically sextile to our South Node as well. So this is a really nice aspect. Mercury synastry can be so underrated because it's not as like wild or passionate or crazy as some of the other aspects, but it means that we can communicate. Now, in this aspect, the Mercury person's way of thinking, way of communicating, way of speaking, their brain, how it works, how they interpret daily life and all the stimulus of life, and the way they interpret it and communicate it outward really helps the North Node person as far as their North Node journey, their soul's mission in this lifetime. So the Mercury person, just by way of their thinking and communicating, is gently pushing the North Node person towards their sometimes uncomfortable feelings of the North Node, because the North Node, it can feel scary to go there. But the way of the trine aspect, so when someone's planet is trine to our North Node, it's so gentle that it's not so jarring as the conjunction to the North Node, which can sometimes actually be interpreted as negative by the North Node person, because if they just don't want to go there, a conjunction is quite a strong aspect to have, pulling you towards your North Node. So there can be actually more hurt feelings sometimes with the conjunction. But when someone's Mercury is trine to our North Node, there's really an ease and like a intellectual wanting to go towards the North Node. It's almost like the Mercury person gets the North Node person thinking and like realizing things, and the Mercury person can really be a good teacher to the North Node person. It's like the North Node person is more open to the realms of their North Node with this person than with anyone, because Mercury is such an impersonal energy too. So the way that the Mercury person is going to be communicating and like helping the North Node person is not going to feel invasive. It's not going to feel like unwarranted or unwanted. It's going to be a really open bond. And this is an excellent aspect of communication between two people. The Mercury person can really feel that their thoughts and their way of thinking about life is heard and is helping the North Node person. And they can also have kind of a brotherly or like sibling kind of energy. So this contact is not in itself romantic. It's actually more of a friendship quality. It's a very lighthearted kind of yeah, almost like a sibling relationship where there's a lot of like communicating about the day to day. The Mercury person likes to communicate about, how their day's going, what they're thinking about, what's on their mind. And the North Node person is very receptive to that and is very helped by the Mercury person's open channel of communication. So this is an excellent aspect for communication because the Mercury person feels so heard and like their voice is is needed or is important in this relationship. So that's really nice. With Mercury being also sextile to the South Node as well, we can see that maybe there's something similar about our upbringing or about our siblings or about our way of perceiving life from a young age. So there's some kind of thread of similarity with where we've lived something that's kind of similar, and we're able to have a good dialogue about where we're going. So the North Node person is going to feel like they can share with the Mercury person, what they're truly here for as far as their North Node. They can communicate that, and they also feel free to communicate where they've been. So the North Node person can also equally feel very seen and heard by the Mercury person. And there's really an openness with this aspect. They feel really open with each other. They tell each other things that they probably don't tell anybody else. So it creates a very fun, open thread of communication. And yeah, the Mercury person, just by communicating, is really helping the North Node person. And because Mercury is such a lighthearted energy, the potential for growth on the part of the node person is very high because it's just a very supportive contact. I consider North Node trines to be a symbol of good karma in Synastry. So it's like they've made an agreement in another lifetime, if you believe in that sort of thing, that the Mercury person will come and gently help the North Node person get on their North Node path. And you want to look at the sign that this trine, or sorry, not the sign, the element that this trine is taking place in. So, like air, it's going to be even more doubling down on the idea of communication and ideas and intellect and those kind of things. And then fire, it's going to be inspiration, enthusiasm, soul energy coming through. Earth is going to be grounding, practical, maybe even financial, physical, body energies coming in. Like this is the dialogue that we're communicating on. And then water, there's going to be a more emotional connection happening, like soothing to the emotions. The North Node person feels really open emotionally. So yeah, this is a very favorable contact, showing good karma as far as Mercury goes. And like the Mercury person is sent as to be a gentle, loving guide to the North Node person in the realms of their soul path. And it's not like a contact that's going to show longevity, or Mercury can sometimes just be a quick lesson or a quick friend, or a more lighthearted exchange where yeah, it is. It's kind of more like buddies with this one. Now, if you have this coexisting with some more intense stuff, this is a really nice aspect to have to show that you can feel like friends too, and you can communicate very well with this aspect. So I like it a lot. I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. Was it like this? Was it not like this? Yeah, trines to the North Node are just great to have. I really think they show good karma between two souls. And all trines really in Synastry show like what comes naturally to us as a couple, but this one can be really, really nice and underrated, super underrated aspect. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this aspect in the comments. If you've had it, was it like this? Was it not like this? And yeah, keep your requests coming. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.